Good morning, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opening ceremony of the National English Teaching Seminar with the theme Teaching in the 21st Century, Exploring Tools and Strategies for Learning, organized by the English Education Department of Universitas Muria Kudus. We are honored to have the following distinguished guests with us today: The Excellency, Rector of Universitas Muria Kudus, Profesor Novia Ayu Anggreni, PhD. Our esteemed keynote speaker, Dr. Gavira Anatias Putri, PhD. Plenary speakers, Dr. Maharani Nurul, PhD, and Dr. Muhammad Firman Ardianto, PhD. Para speaker, Dr. Nilam Nur Aini, PhD, and Dr. Alfi Hasanah, PhD. The Excellency, the Head of English Education Department, Dr. Sylvia Desi Savitri, MPD. The Excellency, the Head Committee of the National English Teaching Seminar, Dr. Yelvi Dinda Septian, MPD, and all lecturers, researchers, teachers, students, and all participants for this seminar. We would also like to extend our gratitude to the partner universities for their valuable contributions and mutual participation in making the National English Teaching Seminar Conference a success. Ladies and gentlemen, in this special event, we will go through several programs. The Anthem Indonesia Raya and March UMK. The third, delivering several speeches. The fourth, seminar session, and the last is closing. Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin this event according to our purposive belief. Pray, begin. Thank you. The next agenda is singing the national anthem of Indonesia Raya, followed by the UMK Mars. Thank you. The next agenda is delivering several speeches. The first speech will be delivered by the head of English Education Department, Dr. Sylvia Desi Savitri MPD. To Dr. Sylvia Desi Savitri MPD, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Director Novia Ayu Anggraini, PhD, Rector and Professor California, dear head of the community, Yelvi Dinda Septian, MPD, Master of Educational Management, dear moderators of the seminar, Gavira Anantias Putri, PhD in Educational Technology, University of Cambridge, Brilliant Dian Nugroho, MEd, Master of Educational, Monash University, in Artificial Intelligence in Educational, Stanford. Dia MA, Master in Applied Linguistics, University of Melbourne, Australia, and Firman Edinburgh. Alfahira Nur Yasmin, MEd, Master in UK. Nilam Nur Aini, PhD in Asian Linguistics and Culture, Kyoto University, Japan. Cynthia Aizatul Kafa, MA, Master in Linguistic Teaching, University of Leeds, UK. Alfi Khasana, PhD in Comparative Media Studies, Harvard University. And thanks also to our MC, Kiltia Evita Aisyah, PhD, Bachelor of Educational University, Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia. I would like to thank the parallel speaker who have been willing to share their knowledge, as well as our team who have worked hard to organize this event and the happy invite guys. On this enjoyable session on Friday, January 10, 2024, let's meet Sylvia Desi Savitri, representing the English Education Department Gadjah Mada University, to convey several things related to the implementation of the National English Teaching Seminar with the themes Teaching in the 21st Century, Exploring Tools and Strategies for Learning. I hope this seminar can be a moment of inspiration and reflection to continue to improve the quality of our teaching. With this, I officially open the National English Teaching Seminar. Congratulations on attending the seminar and good luck. That's what I can say, and apologies if there are words that are less pleasing. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
To Dr. Sylvia Desi Savitri, thank you. The next speech and welcoming remarks will be delivered by the Rector of Universitas Muria Kudus, Professor Novia Ayu Anggraini, PhD. To Professor Novia Ayu Anggraini, PhD, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Good morning, distinguished guests, honorable speakers, respected teachers, and dear participants. It is both an honor and a privilege for me to welcome all of you to this esteemed seminar on teaching in 21st century, exploring tools and strategies for learning. First and foremost, I would like to express my gratitude to everyone who has contributed to making this event possible. Your dedication and efforts have brought us together today to explore an incredible important topic in the field of education. As we navigate the 21st century, teaching has become more dynamic and challenging than ever before. The integration of technology, the increasing diversity of learners, and the demand for critical thinking and creativity in the classroom require us, as educators, to continuously evolve and adapt. This seminar provides an excellent platform for sharing innovative tools, strategies, and insight to ensure that we are equipping our students with the skills they need to thrive in this ever-changing world. Today, theme underscores the need for collaboration and continuous. As educators, we are lifelong learners, and events like this remind us of the importance of staying ahead in a fast-paced, globalized era. I am confident that the distinguished speakers we have with us today will inspire and enlighten us with their knowledge and experience. I encourage all participants to actively engage in discussions, ask questions, and exchange ideas. This seminar is not only an opportunity to gain new insight, but also to build connection and strengthen our shared commitment to excellence in education. Once again, thank you for presence and participations. Let us making this seminar a memorable and meaningful experiences for everyone involved. On behalf of the institution, I officially open this seminar. May it be a fruitful event for all of us. And thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Novia Ayu Anggreni, for the inspiring remarks. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the main session of today's event, the National English Teaching Seminar Conference under the theme Teaching in the 21st Century, Exploring Tools and Strategies for Learning. It's one of the most eagerly awaited educational conferences, attracting lecturers, researchers, students, teachers, UIL enthusiasts, and delegations from partner schools. We would like to take this moment to express our gratitude to the EET team for their dedication in organizing this event. The second, for our sponsors for their generous support. Now, let us move to our exciting panel of speakers who will share their insight on today's agenda, focusing on innovation in education. The next agenda is keynote session. We are honored to invite Dr. Gavira Anatias Putri, PhD in Educational Technology, University of Cambridge, as the keynote speaker. Moderating this session is Brilliant Dian Nugraha, MBD, Master of Education, Monash University, Australia. To the speaker and moderator, the floor is yours.
Morning, distinguished guests, colleagues, and participants. Welcome to National English Teaching Seminar NETS 2024. My name is Brilliant Dianugraha, and I'm honored to guide you through this keynote session, a centerpiece of our program. Today's session will go into teaching in the 21st century, exploring tools and strategies for learning, a topic that is closely connected to the teacher's role in integrating technology into language teaching classrooms. We will explore how modern tools and teaching strategies can empower educators to effectively incorporate technology and enhance language learning in today's classroom. Before we proceed, a few reminders. Number one, please make sure your microphone is muted to avoid any background noise during the presentation. Number two, we will have a Q&A session after the presentation. So feel free to note down your questions for later discussions. With that, let us move to the highlight of this session. It is my great honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Kavira Anatias Putri, PhD, Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Technology from the distinguished University of Cambridge. Dr. Kavira is a renowned expert in integrating technology into language teaching field that is increasingly shaping the future of education. Her extensive research and practical applications have earned her recognition as a thought leader, bridging the gap between innovative technology and effective pedagogy. Today, Dr. Gavira will share her insights on the teacher's role in integrating technology into language teaching classrooms, offering us a deeper understanding of how technology can transform language teaching and learning in meaningful ways. Dr. Kafira will have 15 minutes for her presentations, followed by 5 minutes Q&A session where you can ask your questions. Kindly save your questions for the Q&A session later. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. Kavira Anatias Putri.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Brilliant, for and also all the committee for this seminar to invite me to be a keynote speaker in this seminar. And I'm very grateful to share my experience and my knowledge to all of you right now. Okay, so what will I talk about? So I will talk about our role as a teacher in this modern era. I will present my PPT that I have set to Mr. Brilliant. So my title for today is Teacher's Role in Integrating Technology to Language Teaching Classroom. I think this is a really important topic for us to discuss for preparing our students in a more modern era in their learning. Next slide. Thank you. Okay, so what are the points that we'll explore? There is 4 points that I want to present. That first of all, benefits of technology in language teaching. Second, types of technology that can be used in language learning. Third, the role of the teacher in technology integration. And the last but not least, challenges in integrating technology in language teaching. Okay, first of all, benefits of technology in language teaching. There is so many benefits that we can have from this type of teaching, but I will point out a few of them, such as access to a richer variety of learning resources, such as videos, article, podcast, social media, and then many more. Increase student engagement through multimedia-based learning, supporting personalized and adaptive learning to students, enhancing students' digital literacy, that is an important skill for today, preparing students for a world increasingly reliant on technology and digital communication, and many more. Next is types of technology we can use. First, online learning platforms. Online learning platform offers structured courses, assessment, and resources, allowing for interactive and self-paced learning. For example, are on the next slide. There is Moodle, and I think this one is the most popular one, Google Classroom. And there is many more. In online learning platform, we can gain access to our lesson at any time we want. And the next one is mobile apps. These apps are perfect for learners on the go, providing bite-sized lessons and interactive features that support active language practice. Almost the same as online learning platform. However, in mobile apps, we need to download the application into our devices, such as our phone and laptop or others device. Third, collaboration tools. These tools help learners work together, share resources, and engage in language practice in interactive manner. Aside from interactive, we can also gain access in a real time, so as a student they can know what the other person is thinking about in their uh, media. The example are on the next slide. For mobile apps language learning, the popular one are Duolingo. There is also Babbel and Cake app, and also Elsa. They have been proven to help a lot in language learning, especially when application can make a schedule or notification for us to remember when we should learn our lesson in a day. And for collaboration tools, there is Google Docs, Google Jamboard, when we can not just write but also throw our ideas into some kind of online whiteboard. And there is also Padlet. Another type of technology, there is multimedia medium. Multimedia content can make language learning more engaging by exposing learners to a real world usage of the language. The difference between multimedia and online learning platform, that is multimedia platform not just consists of language learning tools, but consists of many types of medium that can be used to enhance our language capabilities, such as vocabulary, listening, or reading skills. And number 5, there is AI-based teaching tools that has gained popularity in these few years. AI-powered tools can offer personalized learning experience and enhancing writing skill and provide instant feedback. The example are on the next slide. So multimedia can consist of YouTube, Spotify, or even other social media such as Instagram or Twitter, or now called as X. And there is also TED education where we can gain information in video to improve our listening comprehension and understanding. For AI-based tools for learning language is Grammarly and Quillbot. They are very excellent to help students to improve their grammatical writing and paraphrasing their sentence to be more advanced or good. There is also ChatGPT that can help not only in language learning but others, and there is also DeepL. But it's important to note that it's the student cannot just rely on this AI based tool, but they need to use their own capability in their assignment or learning. And the last one is educational games. Educational games are powerful tools for enhancing language learning by making it engaging and fun. This platform offer incorporate elements of competition, rewards, and levels to motivate students. And educational games are very useful for teaching young learners to make them more engaged in their learning and not be bored. Plus, they will have more focus in their learning. There are many examples of educational games. A few of them, such as Kahoot, WordWall, Quizlet, Peplum, and others. These tools are very useful to improve students' vocabulary skills. So, after learning the benefits and what type of technology can be used for students' learning, what our role as a teacher in this era or in this tools? Integrating technology into the classroom offers powerful tools to enhance learning, but it requires thoughtful planning, guidance, and adaptability. While technology can offer a wealth of resources and efficiencies, the teacher's role remains crucial in ensuring that these tools are used effectively to support student learning. These are a few roles that I want to talk in this session. First of all is curating and selecting technology tools to match or we need to use the right technology tools for the right skills that we want to improve or learn for our students, and then facilitate our students in learning with technology. We guide and mentor them so they could understand and use the technology in the right way for their learning and not to abuse the technology. After we guide and mentor them, we need to monitor and assess our students to know that if our student really understand this lesson or not. And the last one, but not the least, is fostering collaboration and communication. It's important to help students to gain more nuance and more discussion into their learning. And the last topic, but not the least, there is challenges in integrating technology in language teaching. In every teaching, we will stumble upon challenges, and this will also happen even if we use technology. There are many kinds of challenges. One of them is access limitation. Many students face barriers to accessing the necessary technology for effective learning, particularly in regions with limited internet connectivity or where students cannot afford personal devices like laptops or tablets. This digital divide can create inequities in learning environment, especially in remote or undeserved area. Another problem are from the teacher, such as teachers' digital skills gap. Many educators, particularly those that has accustomed to traditional teaching methods, may struggle with the rapid pace of technological advancement. Teachers may not be comfortable with digital tools or may lack the necessary skills to integrate them effectively into their teaching practice. So it's important for teachers to know their tools beforehand to before they teach their students. And other problem are of reliance on technology. On the other hand, while technology can enhance language learning, there is a risk of over-reliance on it, which can reduce face-to-face interaction between teachers and students. Language learning requires practice in communication, and excessive screen time might limit opportunities for real-world interaction, especially in speaking and listening skills. While technology can help a lot in our language teaching, but the over-reliance in technology can be more worse for students instead of helping them better. Other problem for this is also digital security and ethics. This problem is not only for our educational department, but this is a problem in many kinds of aspect in that even considered as criminal in international settings. As students interact more with digital platforms, they face potential risks related to privacy, cyberbullying, and online exploitation. Moreover, the ethical use of technology in education, including plagiarism, cheating, and disrespecting other digital content, has become a growing concern for not just parents but also teachers and schools, especially where students and minors are the most vulnerable in this kind of problems. So as a school, we need to create more security safety for our learning environment. And next, yes, I guess that's all from me. I will open Q&A session and I will pass it to Mr. Brilliant.
Wow, thank you, Dr. Kavira, for such an insightful and inspiring presentation. This presentation has surely provided us with fresh insight and practical techniques for improving our teaching practice and embracing technology as a useful tool for language acquisition. Okay, now we will begin the Q&A session. If you have a question, please use the raise hand features or type your question in the chat box. When I call on you, you will be unmuted to ask your question. Please keep it brief and relevant to today's topic. Let's get started with just open two questions, yeah? Who has the first question? I see Kilda has raised their hand. Kilda, you are now unmuted. Please go ahead with your question.
All right. Thank you for the chance for giving a question. For the first, thank you for Dr. Kavira for the insightful materials. So my questions here is about what is your advice for the teachers who are probably hesitant and lack confidence in using technology in their classroom? So that's all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Dr. Kafira, could you share your thoughts on this?
All right, so your question is what's advice for teachers that are still hesitant in using technology into their teaching? Like I said before, it's important for teachers to familiarize themselves in the technology they want to use into their teaching. Because if we don't understand the technology use or how we use the technology, how can we teach our students? How can we guide our students to use the technology or these tools in the correct way? So before you integrate technology, you need to familiarize yourself in the tools, and it's also important to remember that the world is the world is changing a lot, and we cannot just use the same methods over and over again. We need to adapt with the modern world. So it's okay if you feel hesitant, but it's important for you to still have the courage to be more updated with your teaching method. So I advise to familiarize more with your tools before you.
Next, for the next
That's all.
question. Oh, okay. Yelvi, you have raised your hand. Okay, you are now unmuted. Please go ahead with your question.
I want to ask, how can teacher effectively balance technology use with traditional teaching methods in the classroom?
Okay, Dr. Kavira, over to you.
Okay, so your question is how to balance traditional methods with more modern or technology-based methods. Every teacher will have different kinds of approach in these uh, methods, but from my experience, you need to have balance in both, and how to do it is by first ask the student to learn from tools. For example, if I teach vocabulary, I will ask the student to use educational games or even mobile apps. And then after they learn a few times, I will ask them to discuss or to present their learning in the class to me, and I also give a feedback through them to write down what they have learned, and I ask them to write a journal in a paper to know how much progress they have. And this is just one kind of methods. There are still many methods you can integrate, and it will depends on how you approach this kind of teaching methods. So if you like to be more about speaking, you can make both type of speaking lesson in uh, in on lesson, because it's important to also put traditional methods into our learning, so students are not over reliant into their technology devices. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the excellent questions and to Dr. Kavira for the insightful responses. Let's show our appreciation with reaction or a thank you message in the chat, yeah. Okay, as we move toward wrapping up this session, I would like to take a moment to reflect on the key takeaways from today's presentation. Dr. Kavira has provided valuable insights into how technology can enhance language learning and the critical role teachers play in creating meaningful learning experiences. The strategies shared today inspire us to integrate technology more effectively into our classrooms. Thank you once again to Dr. Gavira Anatias Putri for such an insightful presentation and all the participants for your engagement and thoughtful questions. As we conclude, we invite you to stay with us for the next session. The topic of our next session is the use of AI in language teaching, and we look forward to having you with us. Thank you again, and we hope to see you in the next session. Before we going to the next session, I will return it to the MC first.
All right, so thank you to Dr. Kavira Anatias Putri, PhD, and Brilliant Dianugraha, MED, for the insightful session. So the next agenda is certificate appreciation for Dr. Kavira Anatias Putri, PhD. All right, so once more, please give a big round of applause for our speakers and moderators. So the next session is plenary session. The first plenary session will be delivered by Dr. Maharani Nurul, PhD, in Artificial Intelligence in Education, Stanford University, specialist in AI integration for language learning. Moderating this session is Reknadia, MA, Master of Applied Linguistics, University of Melbourne, Australia. To Dr. Maharani Nurul, PhD, and Reknadia, MA, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to National English Teaching Seminar. My name is Reknatia, and I'm honored to be your moderator for plenary one. The topic is highly relevant to modern education. The use of AI language teaching. I hope everyone is excited as I am to explore this dynamic and impactful subject. In this session, we will explore the multi-phase role in AI language teaching, its benefit, challenge, and real-world applications. From personalized learning pathways to interactive tools that foster communication skill, AI is not only enhancing opening up new possibilities for learners and educators worldwide. Then allow me to introduce our for this session, Dr. Maharani Nurul, PhD. Dr. Maharani is a leading expert in the intersection of artificial intelligence and language education. With extensive research and practical experience, she has significantly contributed to understanding how AI can enhance language acquisition and teaching methodologies. Her work emphasizes developing AI-driven tools that personalize learning experience and improve students' engagement. Dr. Maharani's insight will provide us with a comprehensive perspective on the challenge and opportunities of incorporating AI into the language classroom. And Dr. Maharani will have 20 minutes for her presentation, followed by 10 minutes for Q&A session. Kindly save your question for the Q&A later. Then, Dr. Maharani, the time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, all. Thank you for your presence and participation, and also thank you for inviting me to this wonderful seminar. It is with great honor that I stand before you today to welcome you to this seminar on the use of AI in language teaching. We are gathered here to explore an extraordinary intersection of education and technology that holds immense potential for shaping the future of language learning. Today's seminar will explore how these tools are revolutionizing classrooms, addressing traditional challenges, and empowering educators to reach learners in diverse and engaging ways. Let us begin. Next slide, please. The definition of AI in education. Artificial intelligence, or AI, refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines, enabling them to perform tasks such as problem solving, decision making, and learning. Why AI is important? AI is transforming industries and daily life, driving innovation and solving complex problems more efficiently than ever before. What are AI tools in language teaching? The first one is chatbots, simulates conversation for speaking and listening practice. For the example, ChatGPT, Duolingo, and others. Second one, we have speech recognition software. It helps to improve pronunciation accuracy. The example like Elsa Speak, Rosetta Stone, and then the third is translation tools. It assists with instant vocabulary learning and context understanding. The example like Google Translate. The role of AI across different fields. The first one, we have AI in education. For the role, it enhances teaching and learning through customization and automation. The application is personalized learning platform that adapt to students' needs. The example like Duolingo, AI chatbots as virtual tutors providing instant feedback, automated grading system for faster assessment, and the impact it can make education accessible, flexible, and engaging. For the AI entertainment, the role, it enhances user experience and content creator. The application first is AI-driven recommendation system. Example like Netflix, Spotify, Disney, and others. For virtual reality or VR and augmented reality or AR experience, generate AI tools for creating music, movies, and art. Impact, it for personalizes entertainment and expand creative possibilities. The benefits of AI in language teaching. In recent years, the integration of artificial intelligence or AI in education has revolutionized the way we teach and learn languages. AI tools provide a wide range of benefits, making the process of learning more personalized, engaging, and efficient. The first one is enhancing speaking and listening skills. AI-powered tools can simulate real-life conversation, helping learners improve their speaking and listening abilities. For the example, application apps like Elsa or Rosetta Stone use AI to provide voice recognition and conversation practice, where learners engage in simulated dialogues with the AI. Next slide, please. The second, we have instant feedback and continuous improvement. AI technologies such as natural language processing and machine learning enable real-time feedback in language learning, offering immediate correction, and suggestion. The example, AI-based apps like Speeching helps learner perfect their pronunciation by comparing their speech with the native speaker's model and offering feedback. And then the last, gamification and engagement. AI can make language learning more enjoyable and motivating by integrating gamification elements. The example, platforms like Memrise and Duolingo utilize AI to create fun and engaging lessons where learners can learn speech and unlock new challenges as they improve. Besides on the benefits, we have negative impacts of AI in language teaching. While AI in language teaching offers benefits like personalized learning, it also presents negative impacts. It's important to strike a balance and use these tools thoughtfully to mitigate these negative impacts. The first one, we have inability to foster emotional intelligence. Second, loss of human teachers' role. Third, lack of critical thinking and adaptability to unique learning style. Fourth, decreased social interaction. Fifth, excessive focus on grammar and vocabulary. And then the last is potential for decreased motivation. For the conclusion, while AI in language teaching personalized learning and scalable resources, its negative impact cannot be overlooked. The lack of human interaction, cultural immersion, and the potential for bias in AI system pose challenges to effective language acquisition. Additionally, AI might limit opportunities for critical thinking, creativity, and social interaction, all of which are essential components of mastering of language. Therefore, it is crucial to strike a balance between utilizing AI as a supplementary tool and maintaining the essential role of human teacher in fostering a well-rounded, immersive, and engaging language learning experience. Thank you. Do you have any question? If you have question, you can raise your hand.
Dr. Nurul, may I ask you a question? So my question is, can AI help language learners with special needs? Thank you.
Yes, AI provides features like speech recognition for visually impaired learners, customized lesson for those with learning disabilities, and also pronunciation tools for students with speech difficulties.
Okay, for the next question, please, Novia.
Thank you for the opportunity to ask to Dr. Maharani. And what are the challenges of using AI for language learning, ma'am?
Okay, for the challenges including limitation in understanding cultural context or idioms, implementation costs, and potential over reliance on technology, which might reduce student critical thinking skills.
Okay, thank you everyone who participated in the Q&A session. Your thoughtful question and Dr. Maharani is insightful response have enriched our understanding of the use of AI in language teaching. As we conclude, let's reflect on how we can apply this insight in our own context and continue the conversation on integrating AI effectively in our teaching practice. Thank you, Novia and Cynthia, for your question. As we come to the end of this insightful session, special thanks to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Maharani Nurul, PhD, for sharing her experience to providing us with a profound understanding of the potential and practicalities of using AI in language teaching. Your presentation and response have sparked meaningful discussion and inspired us to think innovatively about the future of education. Now we will move on to the next session. Please stay tuned and thank you once again for being a part of this plenary session.
All right. Thank you so much to Dr. Maharani Nurul, PhD, and Regnadia, MA. Please give a warm applause for our speakers and moderators. So the next agenda is certificate appreciation for Dr. Maharani Nurul, PhD. Once more, thank you to Dr. Maharani Nurul, PhD, for the insightful material. So the next session is plenary session 2. It will be presented by Dr. Muhammad Firman Ardianto, PhD, in the Digital Media and Education, University of Edinburgh. And moderating the session will be Al-Fatira Nur Yasmin, MED, Master of Educational Leadership, University of Birmingham, UK. So, for the speakers and moderators, the floor is yours.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the National English Teaching Seminar 2024. My name is Al-Fatira Nur Yasmin, and I am honored to be your moderator for plenary session 2. Today's topic is highly relevant to modern education, the use of social media in language teaching. I hope everyone is as excited as I am to explore this dynamic and impactful subject. And in this section, we will explore into how social media, particularly TikTok, can be revolutionize the way we teach and learn language with its creative and engaging feature. TikTok offers opportunity to make language learning more interactive and enjoyable. And allow me to introduce our distinguished speaker for this section, Dr. Miss Muhammad Firman Ardianto, PhD. Dr. Firman holds a doctor in digital media and education from the University of Edinburgh. He is a researcher and strategy specialist in social media for language learning. Today, he will share insight on using social media for language learning with TikTok. Dr. Firman will have 20 minutes more or less for his presentation, followed by Q&A session, where you can ask your question. Kindly save your question for the Q&A session later. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Yasmin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name Dr. Muhammad Firmansyah. Today, I will present material about the use of social media in language teaching. Next. What, what is social media? Social media is a platform or site that allow user to connect with each other online. It's like a digital community where you can share information, ideas, and experience with people from all over the world, like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, TikTok. But today we will dive into how TikTok, a popular social media platform, can be used as a tool for the use of social media in language teaching, similar to how it's used for creating and sharing short videos. Next. What is TikTok? TikTok is a social media platform where users create and share short videos. It's like a digital stack for people to express themselves, thought, music, dance, comedy, and more. So TikTok is like a mini performance stacks on your phone. You can create short video and share them with your friend or even the whole world. For instance, you can create a dance video to your favorite song or a funny video about your daily life. Next. Brief definition and explanation of TikTok main feature. Let's take Spanish as an example. You can follow Spanish speaker creator who teach grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. You can also join groups or challenge where you can practice speaking with other learner. And don't forget to create your own video to share your journey. To make the most of video of TikTok for language learning, remember to be consistent, watch a variety of content, interact with the community, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn. Why TikTok? TikTok has become a global platform. This means you can find content in various languages and accents. From grammar tutorial to popular song, TikTok has it all. Interactive feature like duet and comment allow you to interact with other content creator and fellow language learner. Next. Benefit of TikTok in language learning. Like one is increase motivation, engage content. TikTok offer a vast array of engaging content like song, dance, and comedy in various languages. This makes language learning more enjoyable and less tedious. Community. TikTok builds a large community of supportive users who share their language learning experience. This can motivate you to stay consistent with your studies. Two is expanded vocabulary. Includes caption or song lyrics in the original language, allowing for passive vocabulary acquisition. Vocabulary challenge. Numerous challenge on TikTok focus on specific vocabulary, such as hashtag vocabulary challenge or hashtag word of the day. This is fun way to memorize new word. Three is improve speaking skill. Duet and stitches. This feature let you interact with other videos. You can try saying the same paras or create short dialogue. Speaking challenge. Many challenge encourage user to speak in a particular language, boosting your confidence. Four is ancient pronunciation. Tutorial video. Many video user create pronunciation tutorial to help you refine your accent. Song. Singing along to foreign language. Song is an effective way to practice pronunciation. More enjoyable learning. Short form content. TikTok short form videos make learner less monotone. Creativity. You can express yourself by creating your own video like teachers or singing in your target language. Last is learning English. Follow account that create videos about English slang, idiom, or different accent. This help you understand every English. Next. Strategies for using TikTok in language learning. Create a class account. This means making a special TikTok account just for your class. All the language learning content can be posted here, making it easy for students to find and follow. Two is create language challenge. These are fun and exciting activities related to the language you're learning. Think of them as little games or quiz that make learning more engaging. Three is use duet and stitch. These are TikTok features that let you create new videos based on exciting one. You can use them to respond to your students' videos or create follow-up activities. Four is use effect and filter. TikTok has a lot of cool effect and filter that can make your own video more interesting and fun to watch. They can help make learning feel less like work. Last is use relevant hashtag. Hashtags are like keywords that help people find your videos using relevant hashtags can help you reach a wider audience or of language learner. Example of using TikTok in language learning. If you are learning English, you can creating song. And if you are learning Japanese, you can copy a popular Japanese TikTok style for your practice and learning vocabulary touch commonly used word in TikTok videos. Next. Challenging and solution. Our challenge is one, gadget addiction. This means relying too much on electronic device. Example is spending too much time on TikTok instead of doing other activities. Two is inappropriate content. This refers to content that is not suitable for learning or harmful. Example, coming across violent or offensive videos. Three is limit internet access. This means not having enough or reliable internet connection. And the solution is one, setting usage rules. This means creating guidelines for using TikTok, such as limiting screen time or only use it for education purpose. Two is choosing education content. This means selecting videos that are helpful for learning. Three is providing internet access at school. This means making sure students have access to the internet at school. And in conclusion, TikTok has a great potential as a effective and fun tool for language learning. With the right strategies, TikTok can increase student motivation and learning outcomes. It's important to guide students in using TikTok wisely. I think that's all I want to say. I hope this material can be a provision for you in the future. If you have any question, you can raise your hand at the moderator.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Firman, for your insightful and thought-provoking presentation. The idea you share has truly highlighted the potential of TikTok in transforming language education. Now, we will open the floor for question. If you have question, please raise your hand or type in the chat before asking your question. Kindly introduce yourself by stating your name and affiliation. Okay, Briley, the first question comes from Briley. What's the question?
Okay, I want to ask. My name is Pilihan Janugra. My student number is 013. And I want to ask the first, why is TikTok considered a good tool for language learning? Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Firman, could you please address this question?
Okay, Brili. Your question is, why is TikTok considered a good tool for language learning? The answer is, TikTok is effective for language learning because it has a global reach. dive content, and interactive features that can make learning engaging and fun.
Please.
For the question is, can you give example of how TikTok can be used to learn English, Dr. Firman?
Okay, Dr. Firman, we would love to hear your insight on this.
Yeah, from question from Rere. Can you give example how TikTok can be used to learn English? The answer is example include creating short everyday dialogue and singing English song to practice pronunciation and vocabulary.
Okay, thank you for all the question. Thank you again, Dr. Firman, for addressing the question and for sharing your expertise with us. To summarize the discussion, TikTok is an excellent tool for learning due to its global reach, diverse content, and interactive features, which make learning more engaging and fun. A practical example of using TikTok for learning English include creating short dialogues for everyday situation and singing English song to improve pronunciation and vocabulary. This answer highlights how TikTok can be a powerful resource for both student and teacher in the language education. Thank you again to Prilly and Rere for your thoughtful question. And the conclusion for the material, to conclude, TikTok is powerful and enjoyable tool for language learning that can boost student motivation and outcome when used with the right strategies. However, proper guidance is crucial for its effective and responsible use. Thank you again to Prilly and Rere for your thoughtful question. Okay, now as we conclude this section, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Firman for his inspiring presentation. I also want to thank all the participants for your attention and active involvement, and I hope this section has provided valuable insight and sparked new idea for your teaching practice. Now we will move on to the next session. Please stay tuned and thank you once again for being a part of this plenary session. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All right. Thank you so much to Dr. Muhammad Firman Ardianto, PhD, and Al-Fatira Nur Yasmin, MED. The next agenda is certificate appreciation for Dr. Muhammad Firman Ardianto, PhD. The next agenda is parallel session. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the parallel session of National English Teaching Seminar. Our parallel speakers will be delved deeper into specific topics of interest. For the first is Dr. Nilam Nuraini, PhD, in Asian Literature and Culture, Kyoto University, Japan, promoter of regional literature in global education. The second is Dr. Alfie Hasanah, PhD, in Comparative Media Studies, Harvard University, expert in evaluating traditional and technological teaching tools. Moderating this session will be Cynthia Aizatul Kafa, MA, Master of Language Teaching, University of Leeds, UK. For all the speakers and moderator, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the National English Teaching Seminar 2025. I am Cynthia Ajatul Kafa, will be your moderator for parallel section today.
I hope all of you are excited to learn about our team, Teaching in 21st Century, Exploring Tools and Strategy for Learning. Today, we will discuss how teaching has changed with new tools and strategies. We will learn ideas and methods to make teaching and learning better in this modern time. Let me introduce the speaker for this section. First, Dr. Nilam Nuraini, PhD in Asian Literature and Culture, Kyoto, Japan University, with the topic Blending ICT and Literacy, Teaching Reading with Let's Read Asia. The second speaker will be shared by Dr. Alfi Hasana, PhD in Comparative Media Studies, Harvard University, with the topic Comparison of Technology Medium with Traditional Medium. Each speaker will have 10 minutes to share their ideas. After that, we will have a Q&A duration for 5 minutes where you can ask questions. So please save your question until the Q&A time. And now, let us dive into our journey. Dr. Nilam is yours.
All right. Thank you so much for introducing myself, for introducing me. So, hello everyone. Good afternoon. I'm very honored to be here with all of you today, and this is a very great chance to present my knowledge for all of us, for all of you. So, the topic today is blending ICT or information and communication technology and literacy, teaching reading with Let's Read Asia. Before we dive deeper into our topic today, let's talk about ICT in education. So nowadays, teachers, schools, and students, they are very familiar with gadgets like phone, laptop, etc. So this is the great idea to blend the ICT and education in education. And some of the teachers might use the Let's Read Asia for their media as to teach the students. So there are some key points we're going to discuss. First, there is introduction. The second is using Let's Read Asia in the classroom. The third is benefits for students, the benefits of for the students. And the last is practical tips for teachers. Now let's start with the definition of Let's Read Asia. What is Let's Read Asia? Let's Read Asia is an application or web made by the Asia Foundation, and there offers free culturally relevant children's books in multiple languages, including English, Bahasa Indonesia, and then there are also local languages such as Javanese, Sundanese, and etc. And they're also supporting literacy with engaging, locally authored stories that reach even remote areas, fostering a love for reading and lifelong learning across the continent. And this is the appearance of Let's Read Asia when we search it on the internet. And when we click it, there are the logo of Let's Read Asia. It's very iconic. There is an elephant and rain book. And then there also appears some book stories. Yeah, they are short stories books. And yeah, this is the website of Let's Read Asia. And then next, we're going to talk about using Let's Read Asia in the classroom. There are some activities that teachers can do for their learning session for the students. First, curriculum integration. The teacher need to choose digital books that available in Let's Read Asia, and then it should be fit with the lessons and goals to make the learning more relevant for the students. So the teacher need to make the lesson plan and use is interactive read aloud sessions. Yeah, this is example of activity. This is the example of activity for students. So the teacher asked the students to use the digital books during read aloud sessions. Okay, ask questions to ensure they understand the story. And then the third is group discussions and reading circles. The teacher need to encourage students from each other and think critically. And then the last is personalized learning. Assign books based on each student's reading level and interest for a better learning experience. So provides a lot of storybooks that have a lot of level 2 from the 0 level until 6 if I'm not mistaken. So the teacher can choose the right level for their students. And then there are also homework and projects. Use digital books for homework. So the students can read at their own pace and do projects like book reports and presentations. And there are also benefits for students by using this application or website, Let's Read Asia. First, it helps improve literacy skills. Access to a wide range of books helps students enhance their reading abilities and comprehensions. As we know that Let's Read Asia offers many kind of books for students from the young learners or maybe for the campus or students that in the college level. And then the second, increased engagement and motivation. Digital books or Let's Read Asia with interactive elements capture students' interest, encouraging them to read more. Because Let's Read Asia, the style or the appearance of Let's Read Asia is very interesting or eye-catching for students or young learners. And then the third, cultural awareness and diversity. Reading stories from other cultures helps students learn about and respect different people. And in Let's Read Asia, students can learn other cultures by reading any kind of books that available there. And now let's talk about the practical tips for teachers. First, teachers can create an account of Let's Read Asia. And then the second, the teacher selecting appropriate books based on the lesson plan they created. And then the third, incorporating Let's Read Asia into the curriculum. This is the login site of Let's Read Asia. The teacher can click this button so they will log into the Let's Read Asia website or maybe application. And then when they are already in the website or application, they will see a lot of kind of books that available there. For example, this book, A Special Cake for Dad. And then the teacher click it and the teacher can see the reading level of this book, the pages of this book, and also a lot of this book offers. And then when the teacher click the red button, the green one, so the book is ready to read. And then now the conclusion of this material is Let's Read Asia is a great tool for improving literacy, and it offers free, this is very important, free, diverse, and culturally relevant books that make reading more fun and engaging for students. And by using Let's Read Asia, students can improve their reading skills, stay motivated, and learn about different cultures. Teachers can integrate it into their lessons to create personalized and interactive learning experiences. And I encourage all educators to explore Let's Read Asia and use it to help their students develop love for reading and lifelong learning. That's all for the material I can present. Thank you.
That's so interesting. Thank you, Dr. Nilam, for sharing your time and ideas. And now, let us hear from our next speaker, Dr. Alfi Hassana, who will talk about comparison of technology medium with traditional medium. Dr. Alfi, time is yours.
All right. Thank you very much for the moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, Honorable Director of OMK, Professor Novia Ayu Anggreni, PhD, the Head of English Education Department, Dr. Sylvia Putri, PhD, the Head Committee of the National English Teaching Seminar, Dr. Yelvidinda Septian, MPD, the lecturers, researchers, teachers, students, and all participants of this seminar. Good afternoon, everyone. Before that, I'm very thank you for inviting me in this excellent seminar, the National English Teaching Seminar, Teaching in the 21st Century, Exploring Tools and Strategies for Learning. Okay. To present moment. I will wait Miss Cynthia to present my PPT. Okay. Here, I would like to present my material. My material is comparison of technology medium with traditional medium. Okay, next. Okay, here we will discuss about technology medium. What is technology medium? What's the example? What's the application in daily life? Last time, Miss Nilam, Dr. Nilam has present in the first parallel. So here I would like to present the after this. That is, please next slide. Okay, that is traditional technology. What is traditional technology? Traditional technology refers to conventional tools and systems used in certain fields, for example, education. Okay, this is still traditional. The example, for use of the Blackboard for teaching. Now, I think have very seldom used Blackboard, right? Almost all of the teacher has used PPT. PPT then use LCD. Then use of notebooks to write lesson. Also, now all of the students have gadget, so they can use maybe PDF or Word to learn the PPT. Then use chalk to write on the blackboard. Chalk, I think, have not so popular. Now many teachers use marker. Okay, next. Okay, in this traditional technology, I will give you the example. The example is flashcard. I think flashcard not so traditional, but I want to discuss about this. Flashcard. Flashcards are simple but powerful tool for learning and retaining information. Consists of cards with a question or concept on one side and an answer or explanation on the other. Okay, ever you imagine about flashcard, guys? If you haven't imagined about flashcard, I have the example of flashcard. Can you see this? Okay, this is the example of flashcard. Flashcard usually have the picture. Yeah, this is the picture. This is the picture. Then the notes is under the picture. The notes is book. After that, this is whiteboard picture. After that, the notes is whiteboard. Yeah, can you see this? All right, this is the example of flashcard. Then, flashcards are widely used for various subjects, such as language, mathematics, history, and other. Its effectiveness lies in active recall, testing your memory, and regular repetition, which help reinforce learning over time. Okay, next. Okay, next. Okay, this is also an example of flashcard. You can see the first picture. There are 3 students and then 1 teacher line up. So the notes is the class lining up. Okay, under that, there is a student. Okay, there is a student sit on the chair. Behind that, there is a teacher. So a teacher helping a student. Okay, do you get it? Okay, we will move to the next. Boy and girl. Oh, I'm sorry. Before that first. Boy and girl. The boy, the picture is boy. Then the girl, picture also girl. Okay, next slide. We will discuss about the positive and negative impact of traditional technology. Okay. Positive impact. The first is perseverance and discipline. If we use traditional technology, the student can be more diligent and disciplined, because its traditional technology usually still have traditional values and togetherness. How the student can be together with the other. We can take the example from flashcard. Maybe one flashcard can be read by 3 people, 3 students, so they can be together. If maybe the teacher share the online flashcard in every gadget, so they can look every gadget, not together again. The next is comprehensive education. If we use traditional technology, usually the student can be more creative. But behind the positive impact, of course, there is the negative impact. I would like to share the negative impact. The negative impact is the first, lack of accessibility. The first, the limit of access. The limit of access to study. Then, the limit teaching methods. How the teaching methods is only that we usually if we use technology, if we use modern technology, we can search everything. But if traditional technology, that is the limit. The last is the lack of technology. Okay, next. Now, which one do you think is more efficient? Digital learning or traditional learning, guys? Everything definitely has its positive and negative sides. It all depends on the user. How do we use it well? Okay, thank you very much. I think that's for me. Any discussion?
Thank you, Dr. Alfie, for your presentation. Both speakers have shared very interesting idea with us. Now it is time to Q&A time. If you have a question, please open your microphone. But before asking, please mention your name and who you asking for, Dr. Nilam or Dr. Alfie. Sylvia, please.
Okay, question for Dr. Alfie. We are teaching method using traditional technology often considered limit. Thank you.
All right. Last time the question is, why are teaching methods using traditional technology often considered limit? Is it right? All right, I will answer it. Because now is digital area. We can take example from we woke up from sleep. What things we look for, guys? First, of course, we will look for our phone. We will look for our kitchen. Then maybe after that we go to campus. Are we still use there? Of course, no. We will use lift. Then in the class, the lecturer will not only use whiteboard but use PPT. That is the example of digital area. That's why traditional technology often left behind in our reality. My answer is enough. All right, thank you.
Next question, please.
Okay, I will ask for Dr. Nilam. My question is, how can Let's Read Asia promote reading at home? Thank you.
All right, thank you for the question, Ms. Maharani Hidayah. So, let's read Asia because students usually, the young learners usually didn't have phone, didn't have access to phone. So, parents or the families can operate the phone and help the young learners to open the Let's Read Asia. So the parents can also read the books in Let's Read Asia as sleep book for children before their sleep. And yeah, is it enough?
Yes, enough, Doctor. Thank you so much.
Okay, My question for Dr. Alfi Hasana. The question is, what is the difference between technology-based and traditional learning methods? Thank you.
Okay, I will answer. First, we about technology-based learning. Technology-based learning usually this is about using application or online tools like Google, then TikTok, then Let's Read Asia, Elsa, and others. If we use this application, the learning can be more flexible, interactive, and more give instant feedback. For example, maybe if we use Elsa, we can learn about problems better anytime, everywhere. Okay, then we change to the second is traditional learning method. Traditional learning method that is more like traditional, like books and classroom lesson. So this is focused on the teacher and the students, how the teacher and the students can collaborate in the class. It's better for personal connection and hands activities. Actually, that but combining them that can be better. Is it enough? All right, thank you.
Is there any more?
Okay, I want to ask my question is for Nilam. What are the challenges of using Let's Read Asia in ICT-based literacy teaching?
All right, thank you for the question. I'm going to answer it. So, the very familiar thing that goes in maybe lack of internet. Maybe some schools there are no internet connection, so online in the school to teach the students. So problem. So the teacher can download it first when they are at home or anything wherever they have internet connection. So they can download it first and then present it for the students in the class. I think that's all my answer.
So, thank you for Dr. Nilam and Dr. Alfie. Now we will reach to the end of parallel. I want to thank to our speakers for knowledge and all of interesting because I will return
to Dr. Nilam PhD, Dr. Alfi Hasanah PhD, and Cynthia Izatul Kafah MA. So the next session is certificate appreciation for Dr. Nilam Aini PhD and Dr. Alfi Hasanah PhD.
Check.
Work with you a warm call of your. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the final agenda of the National English Teaching Seminar. Next agenda is closing speech. The closing speech will be delivered by the chairperson of National English Teaching Seminar Committee, Ms. Yelvi Dinda Septian MPT. To Ms. Yelvi Dinda Septian MPT, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
To close this event on behalf of the entire committee and colleges in the English Language Education Department, I would like to express my deep gratitude to plenary presenters, Gafira Anatias Putri PhD, Briliantia Nugraha MAd, Maharani Nurul PhD, Regnadia MA, M. Firman Ardianto PhD, Al-Fatira Nur Yasmin MAd, Nilam Nur Aini PhD, Cynthia Aizatul Kahfa MA, Alfi Hasana PhD. Thank you also to all parallel speaker participants, both in person and online, who have enthusiastically followed this event from morning to evening. Let's give a round of applause for all. We hope this program will benefit all of us, for us, the committee, the department, the speaker, and the participant. We also really hope that this event can be the first step for follow-up in the form of other academic forums in the future. Finally, we express our deepest gratitude for your participation and support. See you in 2 years and the 6th International Conference. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much to Ms. Yelvi Dinda Septian MPT for this speech. So, ladies and gentlemen, this marks the end of our conference. On behalf of the committee, I would like to thank all of you for your attendance and participation. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience caused during this event. So, for all, good afternoon, and we hope to see you at the next National English Teaching Seminar. Thank you. That's all from me. Good afternoon all. See you.